we talk about this all the time. Like I think my mom is still trying to understand me, but my dad definitely gets the, the focus, and no, they're very supportive. I think, yeah, like sport, honestly, growing up, it was a lifeline for my teenage years, to be honest. I Yeah, it was kind of a form of, it's what got me through some really difficult times growing up, and with my dad got very sick. So it was honestly something, it became very important, and that no matter what was going on around me, that I just made training, because then I felt like, when no matter, even if the house that felt like it was falling down, I was keeping up a responsibility I had to my future. And obviously not knowing what the future would be, but once I made training, it just was like everything else, I'd get through everything else. So I'm very yeah, triathlon, especially that time, was very I'm just very grateful to have had it, and it makes me very, yeah, just like I just care about my training, and because I know what it's got me through. So yeah, it can be.
And it's one thing as well to kind of probably not knowing what it was at the time, but understanding that in times of uncertainty, consistency in one element of your life can be that lifeline, or the kind of monkey bar effect where you have to keep one hand on something and you'll eventually grab on with the other. And sport, I think, is that for a lot of people. And when
Yeah.
sport was so big for me at 15, 16, looking at, could I be a professional footballer? Could I make it here, there, and
Mm.
it's an unusual time, and you're trying to balance education, you're trying to balance all the other stuff that goes on in families at the time, and it's, I suppose, keeping that consistency in one thing can really, like, it's one, a distraction, and
Mm.
two, probably develops you along with other stuff, if other developmental things, like obviously your dad being sick can have a negative effect on certain parts of your life. And people probably don't realize how important it is for younger people in sport to develop, and we talk to so many people on this podcast about resilience and
Mm.
learning how to deal with adversity, and definitely when you're taking on triathlon, you're dealing with a lot of adversity, you're dealing with a lot of training and a lot of consistency. When you look now towards you as an adult and an adult athlete, do you still think, again, we're talking about the formation years, that resilience started from then, and you tap into some of that even still?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think recently, as I for the first time in my life, I know, I feel like I've found my right path. I mean, all paths lead to the main road, but I kind of see every other path as like a back road, and now I'm on a main road, and it's taken all this time to get here. And so looking back, for sure, that, like, oh my gosh, yeah, even getting to races, back then, it took a lot for me to just get to races. And my dad brought me everywhere, even when he wasn't well. And yeah, it means, I think when you look back and see what you got through and how much something helped you, it feels like something you have to take care of. And I definitely back then had to take care of that. And now, if, when whatever I'm going through now, because I got through that, and it added so much value. Like I said, it was a lifeline. You can feel quite protective over something now, and I still feel like I have to constantly watch out for, I think we're the only people that will look out for our dreams and our biggest goals in our life. And all along, I think, yeah, I felt like the little protector of that. And but definitely, I never forget that time. Yeah, no, they are the forming years. And yeah, but I still feel the same about training. Like, it was always there before, after. So I think that was probably a raw ingredient that I probably just always had, that focus for training. Yeah.
Looking at your resume and paper, we talk about like triathlon junior national champion and all these other events and stuff. When you look back at all them, And look, talk about your training growing up there. Do you focus more on the training and the day to day and the keep the discipline side of things, or does certain events pop into your mind first?
So I think at the minute with Hyrox, you have to be on the ball with entries because the tickets can be really hard to get. So I definitely would have what are the absolute races that I want to do and make sure they're sorted. And then, yeah, and that wouldn't be like too many in a year. Recent races I've done, they were actually, I just got asked to do 2 doubles races. So that was like the tickets were got.